Good morning, soldiers. This is Sergeant Merrill, and today we're going to take a look at the Toughness perk in Black Ops 2 and how it can lead you to winning a lot more gunfights. So I think Toughness is kind of a tricky perk. Treyarch did a tricky thing here with this perk by giving it to you as soon as you come into multiplayer. So this is the first tier 2 perk that you have, and it's not something new to Black Ops. This was also in Black Ops 1. It was called Hardened, and it was combined with the ability to have extra bullet penetration. But unfortunately in Black Ops 1, there was also a tier 2 perk called Sleight of Hand, and that dominated in multiplayer. I mean, it just significantly decreased your reload time, and it was just outshined pretty much every other perk in this class. So I think people start out with Toughness, and they're like, okay, what else do you got? You're really looking for that Sleight of Hand. You're really looking for that lower reload time. And it's just not there. So a lot of people experiment, and they especially see the perk called Fast Hands, and they start to use it on a regular basis, and then they start to lose gunfights and they don't understand why. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how Toughness gives you a tremendous advantage over other players and just how you can use it to your advantage. So here what we're doing is I'm showing just how much the gun flinches up, and what I'm using here is the FAL with grip and select fire. The reason I'm using that gun is because I know that the bullet markings are not going to have any effect due to recoil. This thing is going to fire exactly where you're shooting, and you can see just how much you flinch up without the Toughness perk. You are going way over their head, and this is a very common mid to close range engagement. This is going to be one of the most common engagements that you see in Black Ops 2, and as you see, when you get shot, if you guys are exchanging shots, which is often the case, you're going to be popped over his head. And if you're using a weapon, especially like this, that's not an extremely high rate of fire, you're going to lose this fight. So let's take a look at what it looks like when you actually do have the Toughness perk. Let's take a look at this grouping. Look at that. You're putting lead exactly where his face would be. So take a look. We're going to do it again here, and I want you to take a look at where I'm actually aiming. I'm aiming almost directly center mass, and when I play, this is where I aim at a person's body, because when I'm using the Toughness perk, I know that if he shoots me, it's just going to put my bullets into his face. So you will get those headshots that you need to get gold camo and to even do more damage. Getting headshots isn't that important in Black Ops 2. It's only like a 1.2 times damage. So it's not something I particularly aim for. I always aim for center mass. And if they exchange shots with me, I'm putting bullets into their face as long as I'm aiming correctly. Here I'm going to show it one more time because I like to beat a dead horse. And you can just see the grouping. It's very effective. So why would you want to use this perk? Well, if you're losing gunfights, this is the only perk in the tier 2 perks that directly affects a gunfight as it's happening. All the other perks in the tier 2 slots, they don't do that. So if you are consistently losing gunfights, you're going to want to use this perk. If you aren't, and maybe you're rotating the map really well, or you're just using a gun with a really high rate of fire, this may not affect you. This is only a perk that you really want to look at if you're losing gunfights on a regular basis. And what you're going to want to do is when you're in that close to mid-range engagement, you're going to want to aim center mass, and when you're a little bit further away, you're going to want to drop your aim on them. Maybe aim for their groin, never for their legs, because the legs can move and you can end up missing shots. But aim for the groin at the very lowest, because if you start getting shot too and you're using that Toughness perk, it's only going to put your bullets back on target, if not into their face, so you're good to go. And this is just one of those perks that I think is the best choice for engagements as they are happening. All the other perks in the tier 2 slot are like Hardwired, Scavenger, Cold-Blooded. Those are great. They help you in different ways, but when the gunfight starts to happen and you're both on even playing grounds, no one has the advantage. It comes down to who can put their bullets on target consistently, and this perk is going to help you do that. So I really hope this helps you guys, especially you guys that are losing gunfights and don't understand why. This may be something that can help you and give you a little bit more of an advantage than you currently have. You can probably hear my daughter screaming in the background. So I gotta go, guys. I hope this really helps you. This is Sergeant Merrill, out here.